Hello everyone, good morning. How are you guys doing today? Can you hear me loud and clear? Let me know in the chat. Is my stream and the volume plus the music? I added a background music, so can you hear it loud and clear? Is my audio, my voice loud and clear? Is the background music loud and clear? Let me know in the chat. Thank you. So let's start. It's 7:52 and we have CPI. When do we have CPI? Let's see. We have CPI at 8:30. Okay, so big moves are gonna be coming here, and we will not trade or think about trading before and in the CPI, but after 50 minutes or 30 minutes of CPI, we will be able to engage in the marketplace. I personally will look for trade at 8:30. There's the CPI news, so I'm not expecting to see our 8:20 to 8:30 macro work. Rather than I will wait and look for a trade idea at 9:20 to 9:30. So what I'm looking at NQ, okay? Yesterday, if you watched my stream yesterday, I shared with you guys that this fair value gap, okay? The trade idea with this fair value gap, this daily fair value gap, and I told you guys that a run into this daily fair value gap is possible yesterday, and I was looking for a run into this fair value gap at 9:20 to 9:30 in the AM session, okay? But it never happened. Price delivered inside this fair value gap lately after I closed the stream, okay? So, and it delivered beautifully towards the midway, and you can see that how beautifully it got rejected from the midway of this daily fair value gap, okay? And where does it have liquidity? It has liquidity towards the buy side, right? Do you guys see this relative equal high? If I take you guys on the 50-minute chart, it will be more visible. Yeah, so I'm talking about this 15-minute relative equal high here, then another relative equal high here, a lot of liquidity up here. And if I zoom out a little bit, do you see a swing high here? Then a new swing high here, which is also relatively equal. So what's resting above that? Buy side liquidity, right? We all know that. It's also a SMT with other pairs like YM. I think yeah, they made a higher high here, but Nasdaq failed to do so. And so that's what I'm expecting on Nasdaq, a run on buy side liquidity. Okay, I don't know today, to be honest, like from where the CPI move will happen or how far it can go and from where it will reverse. I have no idea. Suppose this fair value gap was unfilled, then I would have told you guys a run into this fair value gap first and then a run into this relative equal high. Okay, now that price already did a run into this fair value gap, so I'm expecting to see a run in this equal high, but a drop first. Okay, in a CPI move, a drop first and then a buy and then a run towards the buy side liquidity. Why am I saying that? What's the logic behind expecting a drop first? So for that, I'll take you guys on Dow. Okay, what do you guys see on Dow? That's a 4-hour unfilled fair value gap. Okay, do you guys see it now? Let me make it a little bit more clear. Okay, so that's the 4-hour fair value gap here, and it is unfilled. Okay, so we know that price will only hunt two things: liquidity, like all swing high, swing low, and then fair value gap. Okay, imbalance. Do we have an imbalance here? Yes, we do have an imbalance here that is unfilled on 4-hour chart. So I'm expecting a run here at the upper quadrant. That will be the high probability scenario, and if price wanna drop more, it can drop till the midway. If price still wanna drop a little bit more, okay, then we do have this inversion right here. That's a CB, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. And what does a CB does? Okay, a CB is here to provide support for price towards the sell side. But what do you see? This CB got failed to do so. So we can outline this CB as an inversion right now. That's what I'm gonna do. And what else I'm gonna do? I'm gonna measure this CB. Okay, why am I doing this? I'm doing this to know from where exactly price can reverse. Okay, now I don't know that if price wanna come down here or not. I don't know, but when price will come down here, that time I will know that from these zones it will reverse. Okay, so a good reversal, an ideal reversal will be from the midway right here of this inversion. So I will also mark that, and I will also keep that in mind. Suppose price is dropping after hitting the midway of this 4-hour fair value gap, right? So I want to know after that where price can go. Okay, so that's the place that I think price can come if price still want to deliver sell side liquidity. A run into this inversion, 4-hour inversion, is very much possible. And with a lot of volatility, what do we expect? Crazy runs. Okay, maybe price will just reap through these levels and only provide sell side liquidity. So it can do that. So we will have to consider every possible scenario in CPI move because we are not trading CPI. We just want to see how CPI delivers, and after 15 to 30 minutes we'll be able to execute. So that's our inversion right here. And yeah, so that's the reason I'm expecting a run on NQ towards the sell side liquidity first, and then I move towards the buy side. Okay, it might not happen on NQ, but it's very much possible on Dow. And if I take you guys on hourly chart, what do you guys see? We have this hourly fair value gap that price is rejecting from now, right? And do we have relative equal highs? Yes, we do have this relative equal high, then this fair value gap. So what I'm expecting to see, as we are expecting a run on buy side liquidity, I'm expecting to see a run on this CB here. From my perspective, it is possible for price to run up here, okay, or it can just run up to here. These two levels are in premium, okay. This is the unfilled fair value gap that is aligned with a BPR, okay. So this is a BPR, and what do we know about a BPR? A BPR is a strong level of liquidity, okay. So I'm just gonna remove this inversion hourly that I marked yesterday. I told you guys a reversal from here is possible if I still want to deliver, okay. I was expecting to see a reversal from this inversion, to be precise, but a reversal in price happened early before price even hit the inversion. So my idea was correct, but I wanted to see the precision. That's where I failed to do so anyway. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna mark this BPR. Okay, that's the fair value gap. That's the main fair value gap, and right next to it we do have another fair value gap. So what does this level become? BPR, balanced price range. And what do we know about balanced price range? It's a gigantic pool of liquidity, right? So a run into this is very much possible, and then a drop. So let's see what price does and how it does it. I'll take you guys onto the hourly chart again, and now price is dropping from this CB. Do you see it? It's a IOFED, institutional order flow entry drill. So when you see, how do you know it's a IOFED? When price just comes into a fair value gap, taps into a fair value gap, right, like this, and leaves aggressively. It can come up to like the lower quadrant or at the midway, as long as price don't have a body, candle's body above the midway, okay, you can consider a fair value gap as a IOFED. And when you see that, know that price is in support of your trade idea, and it will run aggressively towards your target. So where is our target? This right here, this fair value gap, this unfilled 4-hour fair value gap, okay. Okay, do me a favor guys, can you guys hear the background music in my stream? Let me know in the chat, because I'm not sure is it like hearable or not. So I'll appreciate a replay from you. And we do have a lower low here, then a new lower low, right? So these up close candles right here, this up close candles right here becomes our breaker block, right? So yeah, I'm not considering this breaker block today, because me personally, I don't like to enter once price reverses back to the breaker block after like providing buy side liquidity like this. What I expect to see a run like this, okay, you can see the price respected this breaker block. That's the breaker block right here. Price closed the candle's body above. Did price gave you a chance to enter here? Suppose you entered here, you would have taken a big risk, okay? You entered here, your stop loss where? Below the lower quadrant, so it's a big risk. Price came down, gave you a chance to enter at this level. Look at the rejection that it got, the support towards the buy side from this fair value gap. So this fair value gap is inside this breaker block. So what does this breaker block become? A unicorn. I'm not expecting price to provide support or to get support from this breaker block. Why? Okay, you can ask me a question, because we do have higher level of liquidity levels right here. That's the old liquidity, okay? We have more powerful new liquidity levels like this, a BC here, then this inversion here, okay? So I want to see these two things providing support for price towards the buy side, and this breaker block is very likely to get failed. Okay, as I'm also expecting to see a run in this inversion. So let's see how price behaves. I'm not telling you that it's not ideal for price to get support from this breaker block. It's very much possible, but I'm not expecting it. So I'm sharing my view. If it's not matching with your view, just avoid it. Okay. ESM on ES, what do I see? Yesterday in my live stream I told you guys that I outlined this fair value gap in front of you guys. That's the hourly fair value gap. I told you guys that I want to see price dropping into this fair value gap. Do you guys remember? If you do, let me know in the chat. Okay, I outlined this fair value gap to you guys, and I told you a reversal from this fair value gap is very much possible. Then I gave you an exact level. I outlined this inversion, okay, before all of this happened. Okay, if you don't trust me, it's a challenge for you. You can go back in my yesterday's live stream or the day before that. You will hear me that I'm pointing out to you one idea, that I want to see price coming down into this fair value gap and then reversing. Then I gave you this inversion. I measured it. I outlined the 0.5 level. Okay, it was here all the time. Even on my yesterday's live stream I mentioned it. And you can see that from where did price exactly reversed. Yes, it came into this fair value gap. Okay, and if you measure this fair value gap, it reversed from the upper quadrant. So that's the IOFED. But if you seek precision, okay, look at this. Look at the measurement of this fair value gap right next to it. That's the inversion, right? It's a failed fair value gap. Inversion became an inversion. I measured it. I outlined the midway. And look at the precision, folks. Okay, just extra information. If you only measure this fair value gap, it's the same thing. Get rejected from the upper quadrant here. Right, so what I'm expecting on ES, a run on this relative equal high. Okay, so for me to expect a run on this relative equal high, this fair value gap will have to fail. Okay, it already failed, but I don't want to see it supporting price towards the sell side again. It did here. Look at how price used this fair value gap as an inversion. Price came down, got support from this BC right here, right? Beautiful support towards the buy side. Then price came down, closed the candle's body where? Below the midway, below the lower quadrant. So what do we expect? We expect to see this fair value gap getting failed. Price consolidated for a little bit. Inside where? Inside what range? Inside this fair value gap range. A newbie question can be like, how HYDRA do you know that this price will choose to consolidate inside this fair value gap? How do you know that? Why not this fair value gap above? Okay, because price already showed to us that it's getting support from this fair value gap, not from this fair value gap. What fair value gap I'm talking about? This one. Okay, do you guys see a small fair value gap? So it's a newbie question. If it's not in your head, know that you are improving. But if it's in your head, you are a newbie. So I'm answering your question. How did I know that this fair value gap, inside this fair value gap, price will consolidate? Look at the support that price got from this BC. Okay, price already showing to you that that's a correct BC. Okay, price got support here once, twice, then this BC got failed. That's the reason I outlined, because price showed to me that it's getting support. So from my experience, I know that price will use the same fair value gap as the inversion, and it did here. You can see that I outlined it to you. Price consolidated inside this BC for a couple of times, and then it got rejected from the midway beautifully. The midway of this fair value gap will come somewhere here. And what do you see? Did price close the candle's body above the midway here? No. You can ask me like, HYDRA, how do you know that price will not do something like this here, right? Price already closed the candle's body above the midway in the upper quadrant, then it dropped, so it was manipulating. So how HYDRA you avoid things like that? By timing my model. I'm not executing around somewhere around here. Look at the time. When is this price action happening? At 15, 16, 18, 19 at Asian session. Do we trade at Asian session? No. From where, when did price dropped? Okay, when did price respected the midway level? Here it didn't at this fractal of price, but it did here, right? At which kill zone? At London kill zone. Look at the time, 3 o'clock exactly. Price came up, hit the midway of this inversion, then drop. Isn't it beautiful? I'm not gonna look at gold. The people who are telling me to look at gold, all of them are gonna get blocked. Gold is bullshit, full of shit, okay? So you say gold or any other pair, you are blocked. So do you guys know right now like why price respected this consequent encroachment of this or the midway of this inversion here, and why not here? Because of the timing. Okay, I hope you understood. I answered a couple of questions here, a couple of newbie questions. If you found it helpful, I expect to see a thumbs up from you. Okay, if you do, hit the like button. That will inspire me to ask myself questions like this, and then it might help you. Because when I was learning like this, okay, I was asking myself questions like this. No one was here to answer my question, but I was asking myself why this fair value gap is not supporting price like this one is doing. After some time, okay, I didn't got the answer in one day, and you will not believe me in one day in this answer, but when you keep looking at chart and when you see these things repeating exactly the same way my mentor tells me and I'm telling you, then we will know. Okay, that's how it works. It's the same thing. Price will show to you that what it wanna do. You'll just have to free your mind and think with chart. Okay, where it's showing me that you wanna move, why it's showing me that, like where can be the target. If it's showing me that it wanna do something, that where can it go, from where can it reverse, questions like this. Okay, and you can see that we are inside of this hourly CB right here, and let's see if this CB sends price back towards this fair value gap here again, as we are expecting a run into this daily fair value gap on Dow and YM, sorry, Dow and ES. They move kind of together. Okay, like Dow can drop here, but on ES you can see a consolidation. Okay, and then it will reverse towards the buy side aggressively. So that's also possible. So I'm also keeping that in mind. Yeah, that's the US30. I talked about US30 YM that you see. It's the mini chart. Okay, before I was using this chart from currency.com. I'm not using it anymore. I'm using the mini chart. That's the main source of all of these candles. Okay, so let's see what happens, folks. We have like 20 minutes before the news hits. I'll keep YM right here, and I'll put the Nasdaq right next to it. Somewhat like this. I'll drop down to the 50-minute chart on YM. What I'm expecting from you guys is not to ask me any newbie questions. Me personally, I'm gonna answer questions by myself. Okay, so don't do that. Don't ask me like what is a CB, what is a BC. I'm literally, when I'm outlining a fair value gap, I'm showing to you that it's a CB, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. I'm telling you the meaning. Just listen carefully. I'm literally explaining everything as much as I can. So that's the order block. Okay, and on 50-minute chart you can see the price respected this order block. This is the last up close candle. Price took out swing high here, this swing high, then price hit this fair value gap, hourly fair value gap, and then it's getting rejected. From where? From this order block right here. Price respected this order block. At the same time, it generated relative equal highs, clean highs. Okay, so let's see how price wanna do it. I do see relative equal lows, so it's also going with my trading idea. Where's my drawings? When I split the screen, I don't see my drawings, but when I do it like this, I do see my drawings. Why is it like that? Do you guys know how can what I should do that will like show my drawings when I split the screen? Do you guys know that? If you know, I'll really appreciate your help. You can let me know in the comment section, chat section. Liquid NT, you are blocked. Is it feeling good, Liquid NT? Yeah. On left when split. Yeah, I'm splitting my screen, but I'm not seeing the drawings. Do you guys wanna see a retail trader? Look at the chat window. There's a dude named Diary. He's saying, I'm about to sell right in the news. I risk my whole account. Okay, so I'll pin his message for you guys to see. He is a perfect example of a retail trader. Don't be like him. Okay, we engage after the news hits. Okay, like after the 15 or 30 minute, then we look for a trade idea. Not right at the news, not right after the news. Okay, we wait, we show the market that we are patient after 15 to 30 minutes. Note my word, 15 to 30 minutes. If price is not presenting a setup in between that time, we wait for our macro to work out. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, we will time our model. That's what the retails can't do. Okay, we have 10 minutes before the news hits, and I think Mentor posted a commentary, okay, on Twitter. So I'm gonna hear that, what he's talking about. So yeah, you guys can also hear that with me. Let's see what he's talking about. Okay,
CPI numbers due out in just over a half an hour in New York local time. This is a weekly chart of NASDAQ. You can see how we had a volume imbalance in here. We traded down into that, came up, we've consolidated, traded it down into this wick, and we're consolidating here. I'm watching this candle right there. Consequent encroachment of that wick and this order block here. We've traded down into it. I'm really interested in seeing it trade up into this candle's closing price. So you can see it right up here. Look up in here. That candle's close is 13,569 even. And there's a small little gap right there. If it doesn't get to that closing price, that small little gap, that candle's low, which is 13,480 and 3/4. That's a level I'm watching as well going forward the rest of this week. Do we see it upset these relatively smooth highs here and then go lower? Or does it go higher and power through and try to work into this? That's the question I'm trying to get an answer to for this week. Admittedly, real life is distracting me, so I'm having a little difficult time focusing. Let's drop into a daily chart. We have a fair value gap in here. So we traded down into that almost what looks like consequent encouragement without having anything on the chart. So relative equal highs, I favor the high side. Now, let me preface it by saying I'm typically wrong when it comes to CPI, which is why I don't take positions ahead of it. But I believe that they're probably going to want to upset that clean area here. And does it go up there and then reject and start going lower? If it were to do something like that and take out this low, not today, but over the course of several days, assuming I'm wrong and doesn't go to that weekly objective. The scenarios I'm utilizing here is if it does this, I'll do that. If it does this, I'll do that. So I don't know. CPI, nobody knows what it's going to do. It's a bullet, so you don't want to stand in front of it. But if it takes out this low here and works towards going below that low here, and there's nothing in this fractal here until we get down to here that's of any importance to me. So if it runs up, fails, and starts to go lower, longer term over the next 3 months, I would look for this objective down in here. I'm favoring, so that way we understand each other, I'm favoring the upside.
Okay, so do you guys heard what he talked about? He talked about a run on buy side liquidity, just as I told you guys, right? He showed you guys that the daily chart. Then he told that price got support from the consequent encroachment of this fair value gap. We were expecting the same thing since yesterday, right? Yesterday I told you guys that we can expect to see a reversal from the midway of this fair value gap, and Mentor is saying the exact same thing today. He's favoring the buy side. Okay, so yeah, it feels good to me to see when my analysis get right with Mentor. It's not like I'm telling you guys again and again. That's how I personally feel. Okay, if my analysis is getting right with Mentor, I'm happy because of that. I'm gonna preach again and again that I'm right. I'm right because it matches with my Mentor. If you don't like it, just don't be here, okay, in my stream. Other than that, I will block you. Very less that I care, like, who is watching me and who is not. Anyway, folks, let's talk about chart a little bit more. We have 7 minutes before the news hits, and did you guys heard Mentor saying not to stand in front of the CPI move? It's a straight bullet. It will take you out. Okay. Okay, look at this retail. I'm gonna block him. Okay. And this retail diary, he was saying he will push the button with 0.01 lot, right? It doesn't matter. Okay, the lot size, it doesn't matter. What matters is like he's failing to control himself for even just a moment, okay? Just for a news release, he's not being able to control himself. He's getting greedy. He's thinking about making money, okay? That's what you should not do. We all have been there. Trust me, no one makes money like that, okay? And you should work on your emotion rather than thinking about money. Okay, if you are pushing the button today, suppose this person here, diary, he made money with his 0.01 lot today. So in the next CPI, what he will think, okay, I made money yesterday, today I will make money again, and he will blow up his whole fucking account. Today he will risk only 0.01 lot, tomorrow he will risk 0.5 lot, and that's it. That's how they designed this whole thing. To me, the way I see it, is one of the most innovative creation of human being. Okay, these charts here, it not only it not only like controls the financial market, but also controls us. Okay, our emotion. That's how they designed it. So I can see that this person here getting really emotionally high, and it's okay, he got blocked. That's how it works here. Okay, folks, in my stream, I freaking don't care who is watching me. Even 10 people, if they're watching me, it's good. If 400 people watching me, to me, in my emotion, I don't feel anything. I'm not grateful to you that you are watching me. You are here because I'm showing it to you, the skill, okay? You are here for me. I'm not here for you. And if it hurts you, just say yes, being a pussy, and I'll block you. That's what I'm good at, okay? Too. I'm good at chart, and I'm also good at blocking. Anyway, let's forget about this bullshit talking, and let's focus on our chart. And I'll keep the YM right next to NQ because I'm expecting a drop on the daily fair value gap on Dow first, and then around towards the buy side. So let's see how Elgo does it. See, my drawing is not visible here. Why? How am I supposed to make my drawings visible when I split the screen? Anyway, the daily fair value gap. Okay, I'm just gonna outline the daily fair value gap. We still have 3 minutes, so let's do it quickly. That's the daily fair value gap on YM. Anyway, I'm gonna talk. Okay, that's the 4 hours, so not daily, the 4-hour fair value gap. Okay, so I'm expecting a run into the 0.75 and the 0.5 level, the midway of this fair value gap of this BC. So let's see how price does it. And NQ here, YM here, the 4-hour chart. This fair value gap. So what I'm expecting to see on Dow is something like this. It's gonna be a straight move, okay? The CPI, the move is gonna be straight. So I really don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm expecting a run on the midway of this fair value gap. So let's see how price does it, and let's focus on our NQ chart. Price got support from this fair value gap, from this BC, 50-minute BC, right? Beautiful support. That's our target, this equal high, and then ultimately this buy side liquidity above here, which is at 13,370. So beautiful price action, beautiful movement towards the buy side as we expected to see. Price is delivering towards these equal high here. I'm expecting a run above here. So let's see how price does it. So far, price proved me right again. But I was wrong on YM. I was expecting to see a run on sales, this fair value gap first and then a move towards the buy side, but it didn't happen. And it's good for us. Now that price left this fair value gap unfilled, okay, this 4-hour fair value gap, we can target it. That's what I'm gonna do. Success for you is saying looks like the retail who shorted his max account got nuked. Lol. Do you guys see now how wrong he was? So we are just gonna be a little bit more patient. We'll wait till 15 minutes, okay? 15 to 30 minutes, and then we will engage on Dow. You can see that price cleared out the relative equal high. On Nasdaq, price also offered liquidity up here, okay, at this level. I marked it when I started the stream in front of you. I told you guys that a lot of liquidity is in this price fractal. Why? I explained it to you. Because of the relative equal high, small relative equal high, a lot of liquidity. So let's see if price is showing willingness to go above this high here, this swing high. I'll drop down to the 3-minute chart, then 1 minute. And you can see that price generated relative equal lows, right? Relative equal lows right here. So price generated it for us to target it. So we'll target it. Let's see where price is stopping. On Dow, I also do see relative equal lows, unfilled fair value gap, 4-hour fair value gap. So yeah, I'm not me who's gonna short today. Sorry, not me who's gonna long today. I'm gonna short. Dow is looking cleaner to me. That's a SMT with Dow on Nasdaq, and it's clean. You can see that Dow took out this relative equal highs here, and what Nasdaq did, it left it this high here. Do you guys see it? So that's a SMT. Let's see how long this SMT supports price towards the sell side. How long it can support, okay, towards the sell side. If I measure this fair value gap, this big fair value gap, we can expect to see a run here, 0.75 and the midway, and then a reversal in price, okay? Price can also come down at the 0.25. So let's see which level is more possible or making more sense to me. A level right here, this relative equal high makes more sense to me for price to come down and then reverse. So I'm gonna mark it like this. High probability reversal level is 0.75, the upper quadrant. High probability is 0.5, the low probability is 0.25. That's how I'm watching this gap right now on NASDAQ. On Dow, okay, the same thing. Dow took out this relative equal highs. I'm expecting to see NQ taking out this relative equal highs, and if NQ clearing out this buy side liquidity here, that will give me confidence to look for short, okay, like a little bit more confidence. And you can see that price just came down, tapped into this fair value gap, okay. So what is this? That's the IOFED. So let's see if this fair value gap is holding and sending price towards the buy side or not. Do you guys see this big wick on Dow? Okay, so you can see the price rejected from the lower quadrant here at this candle. Then now price is rejecting from the consequent encroachment of this big wick. What consequent encroachment? Okay, I'm gonna measure it for the newbie. So if I measure this wick like this, where do you see the consequent encroachment coming in? From here. So now I can expect to see Dow hitting the upper quadrant of this fair value gap, possibly, very likely the midway. Okay, so that's also another trading model for me. At the news, price it generates big wick like this and then it reverses like this. So let's see. Okay, I'm expecting a run in this upper quadrant, then this midway. So let's see if price does it. Suppose I push the button here. I'm not gonna do it, and I did it in my live funds. Just know that I pushed the button here. Stop loss at the midway, sorry, the consequent encroachment of this big wick, and target this level right here. I'm not taking this trade. I'm tape reading. Okay, I'm tape reading this price action without pushing the button. If I'm wrong, very likely I am, because on NQ you can see the price left this relative equal high, this buy side liquidity up here. So yeah, let's see what happens. Suppose price cleared out this relative equal high on NQ, then I would have pushed the button on Dow on my demo to see if this idea is working or not. For me to push the button on my live funds, I'm not gonna do it with one confirmation here. I only see one confirmation on Dow. Two, like price is in a premium zone, right? So two confirmation, I'm not gonna do it in this movement, but that's what I'm watching, that's what I'm seeing. I'm gonna let this trade go. In future, when I have a clean analysis, I'll be able to push the button. Not today. So what I wanna see before our next macro starts, our next macro is at 9:20 to 9:30. Okay, so what I want to see, price clearing out these relative equal highs, then we can short with confidence. Okay, price will be efficiently providing liquidity towards the buy side. If it's clears out all of this relative equal high, it will be inefficient towards the sell side. Why it will be inefficient? Because of this relative equal low right here, unfilled fair value gap, a lot trend line liquidity right here, low, two lows, relative equal lows, a lot of unfilled fair value gap. Plus, if you look on Dow, we have this 4-hour unfilled fair value gap. Okay, this is the fair value gap. I've been literally preaching about this fair value gap since the morning. This is the fair value gap. So yeah, so not me who's gonna be taking any long. Rather, I will show market that I'm patient again today. I'll not push the button if it does not give me a chance to do a short entry. And on Dow so far, what I'm watching is this last up close candle. This up close candle took liquidity of this swing high, right? So it's provided it took liquidity from a major swing level. So I'm watching this last up close candle as an order block. Now that price closed the candle's body below this last up close candle, I want to see price coming down, hitting the upper quadrant and the midway. Okay, so that's the order block, and price is getting rejected from this order block. Where's the mean threshold of this order block? Right here, somewhere between 33,710. That's where the mean threshold comes in of this order block. So you can now put your stop loss above this order block. Now that you see price respecting it, put it above the order block, and just let's see if price respect our analysis or not. Okay, that's how I tape read. Okay, in my mind, I'm trailing my stop loss. At first, where did I told you guys I had a stop loss? Above here, at this level, consequent encroachment. Okay, in my mind, I have a running position of 10 contract on demo. Okay, and I have a target right here, trail my stop loss here. Now it got hit. Do I care? No. That's the magic of tape reading. It builds experience, and for the retails, it generates emotion. To me, it does not generate emotion. Nasdaq is looking good. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Nasdaq clearing out this liquidity right here. Yeah, so let's wait and see if Nasdaq is going above the buy side liquidity up here. Okay, so let's focus on from where price can reverse on Dow. Look at that. This order block got failed to provide support for price towards the sell side, right? Then price closed the candle's body above this order block, came down, got support from this order block, beautiful support towards the buy side. And wow, this pump is beautiful. Aggressive pump. As we expected, nothing is beyond our expectation, or nothing is happening here that I can't explain. I explained to you that this move will happen. We do see relative equal highs here, and price did the exact same thing as we expected. On Dow, I'm gonna... Okay, no one knows how to make the drawings visible when I split the screen, right? Anyway, I'm gonna do it like this. This 50-minute order block got wrecked, and I run into this fair value gap. A complete fill up of this fair value gap is possible, right? I do see relative equal highs above here on Dow. Price is inside the hourly CB right now, and it hit this inversion right here. This is the inversion that is respecting right now. Okay, it didn't came up to this inversion, so I'm expecting to see a run in this inversion on Dow. We are not looking for any trade idea, okay? We are just analyzing our chart. And on ES, you can see that I told you price gonna reverse from here. It did. And on CPI, this whole movement was towards the buy side. I outlined to you this relative equal high, then this high, then this buy side liquidity. So our target, our drawn liquidity is buy side liquidity right here. If price clears it out, we'll have a clean analysis for short at 920 to 930. If price is not providing us a setup at 920 to 930, we will look for a setup at 950 to 1010. That's what we are gonna do. Beautiful delivery towards the buy side. So for Nasdaq in buy side, there's no liquidity right now. We do have liquidity as Mentor told us, okay, and the liquidity level is not visible in this mini chart. It is visible in this chart. Where can be our next drawn liquidity? As Mentor said, he wanna see price coming up here at this candle's opening price, okay? So yeah, price delivered beautifully in this candle's opening. I think it's different compared to Mentor's chart, right? Let's see. Yeah, he told us on mini, he was using the mini chart. So he told us that he is expecting to see a run here at this candle's low, means the opening price. So we'll just mark it. That's the opening price. Opening price is coming at 13,569. Okay, so let's see if price delivers here or not. And I'll also consider this candle's low. So we can expect to see a reversal from this level if price is still providing liquidity aggressively towards the buy side. Why is it not visible? Do you guys think a run into this candles though is possible? It's gonna be like 100 points of movement. To me, I'm not expecting a run here though, to be honest. It's too far for price to go, right? But anyway, maybe I'm wrong. Mentor is saying that, so. But he was expecting to see a run here on CPI movement, not now. And yeah, price offered buy side liquidity here beautifully. You guys can see that. Price offered equal low here, equal high here. Price took out this equal high. Beautiful delivery. What I want to see right now, this inversion that you see here is failing for price to provide support towards the buy side. Price already got rejected from this big wick. I'm on 1 minute on NQ. Okay, I'm gonna measure this wick. The lower quadrant here, price got rejected beautifully. So what I want to see, this fair value gap not holding price. And yeah, let's wait for that. Dow is still providing liquidity towards the buy side. Okay, the inversion that I marked for you guys on Dow, on hourly chart, price is inside here. Price did not respect this inversion. It's moving aggressively towards the buy side. So let's see. On Dow, I'm expecting to see a run above 33,850, okay? And if it's still volatile like this, I'm expecting to see a run at 33,915 at Dow, okay? Dow still has equal lows towards the sell side and an unfilled 4-hour fair value gap, so I'm keeping that especially in my mind. And that's the main reason that I'm looking for short. Okay, this fair value gap right here that I outlined in front of you guys, and I told you that I want to see this fair value gap getting failed. It didn't fail. It's holding price towards the buy side, okay? So what can be our next target? Let's find that out. For that we'll have to go back a lot in price, and this price action is not visible in my chart, unfortunately, but it is visible on US100, the currency.com chart. That's the reason that I was using currency.com. Okay, so I'll go into currency.com again, and where is price delivering right now? That's what I want to see. Okay, we do have a breaker block here, an old breaker block. I'm on 4-hour chart on US100, and this breaker block got generated on 11th August 22. This higher high, new higher high. So these down close candles are cleaner to me to expect as a breaker block, to see as a breaker block. So I'm gonna outline it. I'm gonna extend it out on time. And price is now coming inside this breaker block. So let's see if this breaker block is sending price towards the sell side or not. If it's not doing that, okay, if price is not respecting this breaker block, our next target can be this equal high. And if price is respecting this breaker block, we can expect to see a reversal from this fair value gap, the fair value gap that it has here. And above here, but I'm not expecting to see a run into this fair value gap, because if price is doing that, it will be also going above the midway of this breaker block, and that will not be an ideal scenario for me to expect a reversal from the breaker block. I want to see as soon as price hit this breaker block, it's reversing, okay? And you can see that price already hit this breaker block inside the fair value gap, so that's a unicorn on 4-hour chart. Right, so let's see if price reverses from here or not. Gonna drop down to the 1-minute chart. Okay, so let's answer some questions from chat. You don't trade forex. I don't trade forex. Success for you is saying mentor traded before the news, so good. He is the mentor, okay? He has 30 years of experience behind him. Do you have? Why are you getting sad? XLR is saying some people in the TG group share forex ideas, not here though. Yeah, I made a chat group for that, for people who wanna share their trade ideas. They can do that there. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can check out my description section. There you will find the TG link to join. Believe ICT's new week opening gap above the 13,453, 480. I think you were talking about the NQ chart, right? 13,453. Do we have a new week opening gap here? 43 somewhere. It comes somewhere here. What's the logic behind it? Only the new week opening gap? I don't see any new week opening gap here. And my indicator is also not showing any new week opening gap. So not me who is expecting a run here, because I don't see the logic behind a run above here. Okay, you might see a new week opening gap, but it's only one logic. We need more logic and confirmation from price to expect to see a run here. Price already offered buy side liquidity here. That's a major level of buy side liquidity. Price cleared out a lot of equal highs. A lot of equal highs that it generated here, here, and here. And then it left this big unfilled fair value gap. Then relative equal low down here. So yeah, not me was expecting a run there. Okay. But I'm also not telling you that you are wrong. But I'm telling you what's the logic. What's more logic that you were expecting to see a run above there. Expect apart from seeing the new week or new day opening gap. Analysis Ethereum please, you are blocked. Fab guy is saying, hey Hydra, backtested USD CHF, it moves smoothly. I hate backtesting. So if you're doing that, don't mention to me. Backtesting is worthless to me. If you are doing forward testing and you found success in that, then come to me and say to me that you found success or you found it moving smoothly. Backtesting is full of shit. The people who are lazy, they backtest. Thomas is saying, I found in the past that using current contract data for way past data is inefficient. Yeah. That's true, Thomas. I also found that. Robert is saying, yes, it's done a lot of work up already. Yes. It already provided buy-side liquidity efficiently, so... Anmol is saying, looking for reversal and market structure shift now. No, don't look for market structure shift. Market structure shift happens, then it fails. Look for the liquidity with logic, okay? From where can price go, provide liquidity, and then reverse? Not market structure shift. Market structure shift is bullshit. I saw market structure shift failing so many times that I stopped believing in it, okay? To me, it's an ICT concept, but I see it as a retail concept. Market structure. You guys never heard me talking about a market structure shift. I challenge you, in my stream, I never ever talked about market structure shift. I don't care about that. Sher Khan is saying, sir, to link your chart at left panel, you will see a link chart icon. Enable it and your all chart drawings will be synced. The icon is below the hide drawings icon. Icon is below the hide drawing icon. I don't have it. Where is it? I don't have anything here. I think if I split the screen, it will be visible. Yeah, it's turned on. Look at it here. New drawings are replicated to all charts in the layout and shown when the same ticker is selected. Okay, so why it's not showing my DAO drawings? I have drawings on DAO. This thing is turned on. It's still not showing. Off, not showing. On, not showing. So I don't know what's the problem here. Okay, on DAO, what do you guys see? DAO is creating a flag pattern. A pennant, not flag, a pennant. Am I pronouncing it right? So a pennant in retail world looks like this. So suppose you are a retail, okay? So what you will expect to see a run into buy side, okay? So the retail will see this price action, something like this. Price came up, created a pennant, so they will expect to see a continuous move towards the buy side. Right, so let's see if it happens or not. That's a retail logic, by the way. Something like this that will be accepted from the retail. They will be expecting something like this. But to me, as an ICT trader, I see a lot of equal lows getting generated. That's the reason I will not expect to see a run into buy side liquidity, rather a run into this sell side liquidity, right? Retails will push the button here. They will put their stop loss below here. Let's see how price does it. Okay, on NQ, I really don't like this price action right now. On NQ, it's just generating relative equal highs again and again. For me to expect a clean short, I want to see these relative equal highs are getting taken out. Thomas is saying I use only one chart, US1, NQ1 and YM1 because it has full old data as it was traded then. Yeah, I also use it, but not on my stream. Look at ES1. I'm also using it. CME/mini. Yeah, I also have it, and I do know that it shows a lot of old chart price action, the data that is not available on the mini chart. It's same, okay? If you are using a broker, Elite Cap, or suppose currency.com, everything is same. They all show the same data. The difference is it will be different by only couple of ticks, okay? That's the difference. A beautiful pennant here. Let's see what this pennant does. Samir is saying, HYDRA, have you considered combining ICT with Bookmap? Bookmap is a bullshit. Never ever I considered to do that. Anmol is saying 13,371 is the buy side liquidity on 4-hour chart. Yeah, when you guys tell me the liquidity, tell me the other confirmations or the other logic. You are only telling me one confirmation, the buy side liquidity is there. What buy side liquidity? Why price should go there? Can you answer that? Other than mentioning the buy side liquidity on 4-hour chart. A lot of people are watching my stream as a signal, to get a signal, and one of them is Anmol. He's always asking me questions something like this. So price swept it, should go down now, then a question mark. What does it mean? So you are blocked, Anmol. Go watch someone else's live stream. Joey is saying, so as always we look for an opportunity move to the 8-hour 30 initial direction. Yes, we use 820 to 830 as our macro, but it's not fixed. Like, it will also always provide a move towards the buy side or the sell side. It will depend on your analysis and the price action, where price is pointing it to. Thomas is saying that link drawing button is only for new drawings. It will not affect existing drawings in your chart. Yeah, that's what I think, and I don't like it. Chadrick is saying same on ES as NQ equal high. Yeah, I'm also looking at ES and I do see equal high, and I don't like it. I want to see price taking out relative equal highs before or inside our macro at 920, okay, or before that, and after that we'll look for a short idea with a breaker block setup. Okay, a setup is easy. That's why I'm never worrying about a setup. A setup will always be there. If I look at chart now, I'll find a setup, but the question is, will I take it? No, I will only take a setup at 920 to 930. That's when I know that it's more probable. Probable for price to hit my TP at that time. Other than that, in other times I'm wrong. Price proved me that you are wrong. But in these macro zones, price proved me I'm right a lot, okay? Crypto is only on weekend, okay? If I'm doing a live stream, I'm talking about crypto, and it will only happen on weekend, because right now I'm not looking at crypto. I'm looking at indices, and I'm trying to make money here. I already made a lot this week, so this week was really a good week for me, to be honest. I started this week with a couple of wins on Ethereum. I shared the analysis, the recording of my trades with you all on Telegram and Twitter. You saw it. You saw me taking a trade in front. Did you saw me taking a trade in front of you on indices? You didn't. But I took a trade using the new week opening gap. When I started my Monday's stream, I explained to you that trade. So yeah. So let's see how this week goes. We still have 2 more days, right? So crypto is not now. Crypto later, okay? On weekends. Yeah, on Dow, I told you guys a good run on equal high at 33,849 will be very likely possible. It's not showing my drawing, but I have a drawing here, and it's above. It's marking above this high here. Okay. So the retails who longed here, they got profitable, right? They will take a partial here. If I was trading, okay, like we using retail concept, I would have taken a partial here. So I outlined a retail concept in front of you, and it did hit the TP, right? Wow, should I keep streaming by using retail concept? Thomas is saying there are 2 new week opening gap just above current price in ES. Let's look there. Okay. ES. Did I talk about dollar today? I think I didn't. I forgot to talk about dollar today, and no one told me to talk about it. Why? Why are you guys like this? I told you if I forget to talk about dollar when I start my stream, kindly mention that to me. And I did forgot today. Okay, on ES, where is the new week opening gap? We have 2 new week opening gap, okay? Thomas is saying that, so let's find out those new week opening gap. I'm gonna consider 20. Yeah, so we do have this new week opening gap here, then another new week opening gap. So let's see if price wanna respect this new week opening gap with our logic of past price behavior. I think is it possible a run above this equal high? I do see relative equal highs here. Did price filled this fair value gap? Okay, I'm gonna have a clean analysis after I see price hitting this fair value gap. I think it did on ES, right? Yes. So let's see if price came up, hit this fair value gap at premium, right? From this swing high to the low, wherever the low is, if you measure it, premium will be somewhere here. At the same time, price also hit the consequent encroachment of this new week opening gap. So, and on Dow, you can see the price cleared out relative equal highs on NQ. On NQ, where is NQ? Yeah, on NQ, you can also see price offered a major level of buy side liquidity already. So yeah, I think it's a good time for price to reverse. So yeah, and I do see a breaker block here. Are we inside of our macro? Higher high, new higher high. These down close candles are our breaker block. Okay, so I will wait for this candle's reaction. It's dropping. Okay, so I'm gonna take this trade and let's see how it behaves. Okay, it's a little bit early compared to my macro timing. So our stop loss can be above here, okay, or above the breaker block. I'm not gonna put it above the breaker block. I'm just gonna, okay, I'm gonna put it above the breaker block. And our target, where can we target, right? Our target can be this gap right here, this 5-minute gap, okay. Execution at this candle, you can see that after executed, no drawdown. A partial, where can we take a partial? Nice question. Okay, I was pushing the button on my live fund, so yeah, that's why I wasn't able to explain where we can take a partial. We can take a partial here. At this level, we are getting close to the partial. At this fair value gap, okay? This old fair value gap. We are inside of our macro, by the way. At 920 is 920 right now. After price gives us a partial, we'll move our stop loss to the entry. Do we care if price comes out and takes us out? No. Every single day I'm coming here outlining a setup in front of you, right? It repeats every single day, every session, London session, Asian session, New York session, everywhere. Crypto, you name the pair, I'll find a breaker block for you there. Everywhere, it's visible everywhere, it's clean like this everywhere. So 4 contracts, I'll take 4 contracts out here. And on Dow, look at Dow. Do you guys see a breaker block on Dow? I do see a breaker block. These last down close candles. Did price close the candles body below this breaker block? No, it didn't yet. And it's going above it's hitting this fair value gap here. So let's see if this fair value gap stands price towards the sell side. That's what I'm expecting to see on Dow. On Dow, this breaker block is not yet activated though. Okay, so a partial is done right now. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'll move my stop loss to the entry, something like this. Okay, so no loss right now, okay? Partial done, a partial. How many times you guys saw me outlining a setup, pushing a button in front of you? We're not pushing a button, just outlining a setup, and that setup giving us a partial. How many times? Countless. And how many times you saw me losing using a breaker block strategy? Only 2 or 3 times. I think 2, right? It hit our stop loss completely, and it was days ago. Do you guys see how patience pays me always? Yeah, that's why I love to being patient in this marketplace. Can we get a hit thumbs up button? Thumbs up, guys. Can you guys do that? If you guys are liking my analysis that I did here, I pushed the button literally in front of you here. Okay, I told you a partial here. I shared the target here. If you like it, can you hit the thumbs up for that? It will appreciate. I will appreciate it, and it will inspire me to keep doing analysis like this for you for free. Top quality analysis, folks. Can we get to 250 likes? 300 people watching. Can we get to 250 likes? You will never, that's the best stream in the world in trading, okay? You will never find someone who is explaining to you something in deep before something happens so early, okay? So before, when I started my stream, I told you guys I'm expecting a reversal from this buy side liquidity. That's my target. I want to see price coming here and then reversing. You guys saw me talking about shorts, always short, okay? I was literally preaching about short the whole day, and I took a trade short. Look here. So if you guys appreciate it, if you guys appreciate the commentary that I'm doing for you, can you hit the thumbs up? Can we do that? And I talked with Funded Next. They haven't replied yet. Yesterday I told you guys if they're offering me a free funded account, suppose 50k, 100k or whatever they're willing to do so, I'll use that account. Now I'm pushing the button in demo right in front of you. It's a demo account, and I can show you that I've been trading, analyzing my charts. Okay, once this trade hits my TP, I'll show that to you guys. And I'm also testing one of their funded account. So it's not a funded account, but it's a demo account. They gave it to me to check that trade spread and stuff, so I'm doing that. But I asked them to give me a funded account, so if they do so, I'll use that account to push the button in live in front of you in my funded account, and we will pass the challenge together. It's not that hard. It's easy with patience. Okay, if you look at chart with patience, it's very much possible. This breaker block on Dow is activated right now, and I will not take this trade on Dow. I already pushed the button on my live funds. In this trade I have told you guys that. So one trade at a time, okay? Not like I don't want to become an algo or anything like this. So stop loss will be above the upper quadrant here. Target will be 2R. I think in this trade price already gave us 2R on NQ, right? I think price gave us 2R already. So where was my stop loss? My stop loss was above here, TP here, right? So wow, it's a 3.5R trade, so our 2R is literally here. Really? Do you guys see how easy it is with breaker block concept to get a 2R? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hold this trade till 4R, okay? Let's make it 4R, 109 ticks by risking how many tick? 25 tick. And we are getting like 109 tick. I will take a partial again below this low here. Okay. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move my TP at the consequent encroachment at the midway of this fair value gap. Now I don't care. On my live funds, my TP is here. Okay. At this level at 33,364. So I already took like one partial, half of my position off here. So on demo I want to see how far price can go, because we are getting inside of our 930 opening, right? At 930 we know that there's a lot of volatility that comes in. That's the New York opening zone. So with a lot of volatility, what can we expect? We expect to see price either can hit our stop loss or can hit our TP. So let's do that. This is the 5-minute fair value gap that I'm talking about. And if I measure this fair value gap, okay, like this, where's the midway? The midway is here. I'm just gonna put the TP just above the midway, and let's see if price respect this fair value gap or not. A partial again below this low. I have like 6 contract here. I'll take off like 2. And on Dow, you can see the price close the candlestick body below this breaker block, and it's just going above. That's what I don't like to see, okay? Once price closes the candlestick body below the breaker block, and I want to see price remaining heavy aggressively towards the sell side. So our last line of defense on Dow will be this fair value gap here. This fair value gap should hold price. If not, then this fair value gap. If not, then our stop loss is here. It can hit our stop loss, okay? And you guys saw me like not trading on Dow for like couple of days. I'm just avoiding Dow. I do have reason, but that reason is not to be shared for free. Okay, those are the main things. I'm sharing my strategy, everything, my macro timing. I don't believe that's the holy grail. I don't believe that. That's the reason I'm sharing it for free. Even if you know it, you won't be able to trade like me. Okay? That's the truth. You won't be able to do so. Why? Because you don't know how to control your emotion. And when I was doing so, when I was doing that, another partial done by the way, when I was thinking like that, okay, how can I control my emotions more? How can I know which market should I look at what time, what seasonal tendencies affect price, okay? If it's affecting that chart, should I trade at that chart, or should I move on to another chart which will offer me a cleaner price action? That's what I'm doing here. That's what I found out by watching ICT's core content. Okay, if you want the answer, you can go ahead, watch his YouTube video that he made and talked about on his core content. You can do that. You will find your answer. But if you are looking for an answer from me, you will have to wait. On Dow, beautiful rejection from this fair value gap. So I believe price will respect this breaker block and it will send price towards the sell side. Let's see on Dow, where can price go? This is the fair value gap, okay? On 5-minute chart, I do see a fair value gap. Suppose you took this trade on Dow. You are greedy. You are pushing button every single time I'm telling you, sharing the analysis with you. Suppose you did that, okay? Then a partial will be here. Price moving in our favor. And on Dow, that's the last line of defense. Okay, I told you guys this fair value gap. On NQ, price generated relative equal lows here, right? So on Dow, this trade idea is not valid anymore as it hits our stop loss, imaginary stop loss, okay? And on NQ, no loss, 2 partials. Let's see if price still respect this breaker block or not. It didn't. Do you guys now see, do you guys now know why I don't believe in a retest in a breaker block like this? Okay, what a retail will do, he will hold this trade, he will put his stop loss above here, and he will think, okay, now the price is coming up here, it will retest this breaker block again and then it will drop. Most of the time price don't do that. Okay, that's for your kind information. Most of the time price don't do that. That's the reason I moved my stop loss as soon as I got a partial. I got a partial here, 50% of the position off. Then a partial below this low here. Do you guys see the reason behind me taking partial at this level here? Because price created a swing low. If it wanna move aggressively towards the sell side, it will do so from here. It will just drop sharply towards the sell side and will feel this fair value gap, 5-minute fair value gap. It didn't did it. It went into consolidation phase. Because of my experience with chart, I knew that I should take a partial here. It can reverse, okay, towards the buy side. I moved my stop loss here. Literally no loss, right? Rather, price gave me 2 partial. So we'll continue to tape read and we'll wait for our 950 to 1010 macro to work out. Let's see how price behaves. Okay, on Dow I didn't took the trade. Do you see the reason why me didn't push the button on Dow? I saw a clean setup. I saw price took the liquidity, major buy side liquidity, but I didn't push the button. When I tried to become a algo, okay, I feel it sometimes. I'm not like a god or something who has no emotion. I do have emotion. I face it. When I face something like I want to become an algo, when I do that, when I push button everywhere, that's the time I lost most of my money, okay? I literally blown out a couple of accounts because trying to do that, trying to become an algo. So I don't do it anymore. If I see it, I'll take that trade in my mind without pushing the button in my live funds. And I'll see how price behaves. And trust me, folks, when you were like in a win rate, continuous win rate, suppose you own like 3 or 4 trades, that's the time you think, okay, I'm the algo now. I'm the market right now. And when you think that, that's when you most lose money, okay? So when I saw this breaker block, in my mind, those emotions came back to me. I felt like, okay, I want to push the button here. It's a very clean setup, okay? Do you guys see price generated breaker block? I'm going to put that trade into the replay mode. Okay, it was indicating to hunt or feel sell side liquidity in every way here. Price took out major level of buy side liquidity, generated breaker block, okay? Came down, hit this fair value gap, then got rejected, closed the candle body below. Every confirmation is here. So in my mind, I was thinking like, okay, it's time to become algo. It's time to push the button right here and show the world that you can do it in every market. I did it. Okay, suppose I push the button here and then you saw this trade failing, right? Now do you know the reason? Okay, I'm telling you the reason because it's the same feeling that you feel. When you win in a row, you feel like, okay, you became an algo. When you feel like that, just avoid trading, okay? Because at that time, if you push button and you won, okay? Suppose you won the next trade, it will be a luck. The next trade, you will lose. Guarantee, fucking challenge. The very next trade, you will lose. The trade after that, you will lose. Okay, there's a SMT here. If you guys are looking at Dow, YM, okay, that's the SMT that price generated. Let me get out of the replay mode. SMT here with NQ, clean SMT, higher high, higher low, right? So let's see if price wanna respect this breaker block again, as we have a SMT right now, okay? This is the breaker block, not this down close candle. Why not this down close candle, HYDRA? Because price didn't came up and took out the buy side liquidity above here. It did in this high, okay? So that's the reason I want to see a candle's body closure below this low. We are not inside our macro though. Our macro is over 920 to 935, okay? 920 to 930, that's the time, that's the high probability zone for price to present a setup in front of us. If it didn't, we extend the macro till 5 minutes, we wait, and after that, in between that time, 920 to 935, if price didn't present us a setup, we just don't wait anymore. We wait for another macro. Okay, even if price is closing candle's body below this. Okay, Sheikh Ghazi is asking, HYDRA, what made you feel comfortable entering on NQ before the macro time activated? Okay, before it was near. That's the main point. It was near. It was when this When price activated this breaker block, it was 916. At this candle, I told you guys, okay, I want to see how this candle behave, okay? Look at Dow, by the way. Look at Dow. Price respected this breaker block, but no chance of entry. Price respected this SMT, beautiful SMT, right? So on Dow, on NQ, when this candle opened, I told you guys that let's wait and see how this candle reacts. And at the end, okay, you should look at the timing. When these candles open, you should not look for a trade as soon as this candle opens. You should wait and look for the timing. Look at the timing. Okay, I'm gonna share the secret with you about the timing. On 1 minute chart, look at the candle at the very end, okay, at the end 30 second, not the beginning 30 second. In a 1 minute there's 60 second, right? So the first 30 second, that's the timing you want to avoid. The next 30 second, that's where you want to look at. So at this candle, if you rewind back, okay, after the 30 second was over, this candle moved towards the sell side, okay? If it was supposed to go towards the buy side, it would deliver at the last 30 second. It didn't. It moved towards the sell side. That's when I entered here, okay? So because of that, that was another confirmation for me to took the trade before the macro started, okay? I hope you understood. That's something that also comes with experience, Sheikh Ghazi. And I'll not about those timings anymore. It's only for you, okay? I really like you, Sheikh Ghazi. You always ask me questions that I like, that I wanna hear from my viewers. Questions with logic that I can explain. Newbies come here and then ask me, what is SMT? What is BC? Get the fuck out of here. You don't belong here, okay? So because of you, Sheikh Ghazi, I shared a tip with you. If you are trading on 1 minute chart, look at the last 30 seconds. That's where you want to focus, and that's where you want to look for a candle's reaction, okay? The last 30 seconds. And yeah, I'll not talk about it again. I'll just keep it for my paid members. I shared what I was keeping for my paid members, okay? My future paid members, by the way. Anyway, that's a gem that I shared, and you can look at it. When you find a trade idea, look at the last 30 seconds of any setup. See if price is supporting your trade idea in those candles. Here it did. Rewind back. I pushed the button at the next 30 seconds. That's how I time my setup. If I take you a little bit deeper, okay? So there's no setup that I saw. So yeah, this move was really aggressive. Before we push any button on Dow, look at Dow. Dow did exactly the same thing. I expected a partial here, then I would have taken a profit here, but after manipulating. So that's the reason I'm avoiding Dow, okay? Seasonal tendencies, okay? It affects Dow a lot, and I saw it last year, the year before that. So you will understand these things once you spend enough time with your own chart, and you will only understand it after you watch the whole core content series. There is specific episode. There are a couple of specific episodes. You will have to find it by yourself. I'm not gonna tell you. Why are you so lazy? Why you wanna know everything from me? Who told me that? Look at those episodes. There you will find which chart you wanna avoid, which chart you wanna trade. Okay? No one told me. I found it out by myself. I spent hours looking and hearing ICT's voice to find those out, okay? And it didn't just came out after I watched the video. I had to spend enough time at my chart to find those things out. So I'm not gonna share those things for free for you, okay? It takes time. It's free. It's on my mentor's channel. You can go there and find it out. But if you wanna know from me, you will have to wait until I launch a mentorship, and it's not gonna be so soon. Anyway, this drop happened so early. Why? I wanted to see this drop happening at 950. No chance of entry. Literally, price didn't give us any chance of entry. If you like entered after seeing this SMT only, then you were profitable, but that's not how I do it. Even on ES, there's no chance of entry from this breaker block. I do see a breaker block here, these last down close candles, but anyway. Chad is saying, hi Hydra, did you complete ICT's 2022 private mentorship? Yes, I did. Is it worth doing? Every ICT video there is, everything worth watching. So yeah, I'll not recommend you a specific video over one video. Everything is valuable, everything is so much valuable, so you should watch everything. So when I talked about this fractal of price on NQ, do you guys remember I told you that that's a mitigation block? Okay, you can watch it as an order block, these down close candles, or this swing high as a mitigation block. That's a possible area for price to reverse. Look at it right now. Michelle is saying, will you enter at 950 macro? It will depend on the price action, and if price is showing me a setup, I will enter. Okay, I'll take that trade, so it will depend on the price action, to be honest. Okay, so let's look for a trade idea as we are getting inside of our macro. Next macro, I'll hide the execution. And price filled our 5-minute BC. Okay, that's the 5-minute BC. Price filled it, and from where I can expect to see a reversal in price. For that, I will have to look for the breaker block. That's the breaker block. That's our new breaker block, right? On NQ. So let's see if price wanna respect it. I do see a fair value gap inside this breaker block, so it's kind of like a unicorn. Okay folks, so what I want to see right now, this inversion that you see here, this failed fair value gap, this failed CB, I want to see this CB sending price in this breaker block. Okay, that's what I want to see from this inversion. So I'm expecting something like this, a run into this fair value gap, then dropping again. We are not yet inside of our macro, by the way. It's 9:15:49. Macro starts at 9:50. And you can see the price is showing willingness to respect this inversion. And let's see if it does that. And if it just dropping without giving me a chance to enter. I wanted to enter here, okay? Once price was hitting this fair value gap, then I would have entered. But the drop is happening early. And on ES, right, you can see that price on ES. Wait, let me take you on ES. Where's my ES chart? ESM. Okay, on ES you can see price is inside of our fair value gap here. There's a 1 minute fair value gap. I'll go into the higher time frame. On 5 minute I also do see this fair value gap. So from where price can reverse on NQ, sorry, on ES, I do see relative equal lows down below. Look at these lows right here. A lot of double bottom here. So I wanna see price coming down and closing a candle body below this fair value gap on ES. If it does that, I will have a clean analysis that it will hunt these relative equal lows. On Dow did a good job of clearing out liquidity, and it hit our 4-hour fair value gap that I talked about early this morning. When I started my stream, I told you guys that from here I'm expecting to see a reversal, but a reversal happened first towards the buy side, then after price took out the liquidity, provided major level of buy side liquidity here at this level, right? Then it dropped, and it dropped into this 4-hour fair value gap. So let's see if it wanna dive deeper or it wanna reverse. I think the price will not give me a chance to enter here at this trade using this breaker block here, right? Okay, I think that will be it for today, folks. Like, price didn't give me a chance to enter here, but I will still wait till 10:10 or 10:15. In between this short time period, let's see if price present us a setup or not. Let's answer some questions from chat. Romeo is saying, on NQ, why you did not use the total down close candle as breaker block? Because the total, all of it, right? You are saying all of it? No. I will only consider the last two or these down close candles, because that's also comes from experience, okay? Because if I'm marking out the hole, and if I'm putting my stop loss above here, that will be a lot of risk. So from my experience, what I saw, if price is going above the midway of a breaker block, right, it's hitting my stop loss anyway, right? So that's the reason I only put my I only mark the breaker block below the midway, and I expect to see a reversal in price from here, from these zones. If price is going above there, it will hit my stop loss anywhere. So I just hope and put my stop loss there, and yeah, lose a lot more money. Why do that? I'm expecting a drop on Dow again. From where am I expecting a drop? Okay, let's look for that. I think a drop from this inversion here is very much possible. Price can come up to this level and hit this inversion and then drop on Dow. And if I measure this inversion, I can expect to see a drop from 33,617 from the lower quadrant here. If price is coming up here, it can also drop from this fair value gap here. Okay, that's also possible. So if price is not respecting this fair value gap, this CB here, then I'm expecting to see a run up here and then drop. Okay, so let's see how price does it. Wow, a lot of you are talking about the background music. I already saw like 8 to 10 people talking about it. Really, you guys are really enjoying that? It was just a music that I put on my stream, because when I don't talk, it gets boring to watch the stream. If you have a relaxing music there, it will be a little bit more calming, right? When I'm trading personally, right, I use those music. Okay, price is hitting the breaker block as I expected. Now let's wait for the next candle to open and show us that it wanna go towards the sell side. Okay, I'm not gonna enter here. If price just drops at the next candle, and by not giving me a chance, very less that I care. So let's wait and see how price behaves. Okay, this candle, not yet. Look at the time here. So Dow is behaving exactly as I wanted to see. A run into this inversion. I'm expecting to see price reversing from the lower quadrant and from this level, from the midway. These are the high probability reversal zones. So I'm in this trade. I'm taking it on demo. Stop loss will be above this level right here. I think that's a reasonable level. Where's the midway of this breaker block? Okay, let me measure it. I'm not gonna take it on my live funds. I already made enough profits in my live funds. I'll just check out this trade idea on demo. The midway is here, so the stop loss will be somewhere right here, 78 ticks. The TP will be below these lows here. Okay, I think a run here is possible, but as you can see, price is not respecting my analysis here, and it just hit my TP. So that will be like the third loss that I took in front of you, completely without price giving me a chance to take a partial. Okay, so I executed here. As you can see, at this candle, price showed me willingness that it want to reject from this fair value gap. Sorry, from this fair value gap towards the sell side. But anyway, it hit my stop loss here. Right, so I don't see anything that tradable to me right now. I'm done for today. I took this trade on my live funds. I got 2 partial. Right, I didn't took it. It's on demo. I wanted to see this trade idea to paint out. So that will be it for today, folks. That's it. If you enjoyed my live stream, hit the thumbs up. And if you found anything insightful, you can let me know in the comment section or the chat section here. I'd love to hear that. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Do we have any news tomorrow? Let's see. We do have PPI. PPI is tradable, okay? I can trade in PPI news. So we will do so that if price is presenting us a setup in between 820 to 830, we'll take this trade inside PPI. And that's what we are gonna do. That will be it for today, folks. You can see price is aggressively hunting buy side liquidity. And if you are still looking at chart, okay, I wanna see this order block hold price. If not, price will hunt buy side liquidity up here. And I'm done for today, to be honest. I'm done for today. I got the money that I wanted. This partial I took like 50% off here, then 25% here. I only had 25% left, 25% or 15% left, and that 15% got hit here without taking any loss. This loss on demo in front of you. And I did took a couple of other trades yesterday. I did took a trade here, okay, also in my live fund, and I didn't talk about it. It was after when I finished my live stream. So I shared the whole analysis plus the recording. It was a beautiful trade using a fair value gap, a 5-minute fair value gap. If I use the replay mode, you will be able to see 5-minute. This is the fair value gap. You can see that that's a BPR, right? This is the main fair value gap aligned with the fair value gap next to it. So when price came inside it, when did price came inside here? Look at the time at 10:50 to 11:10. We have another macro, right? So I push the button here using my macro, using fair value gap here at this level. Execution was, you saw it, okay? I posted the recording. If you're interested in that, you can go and check out the recording here. Second execution here, partial here, partial, okay? So that's how I did it. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow, okay? We'll trade tomorrow. Tomorrow is tradable. The day after that, Friday, is very much tradable. So yeah, we'll do that. And that's it for today. Peace and take care, folks.